Coming up on this episode of Don't Panic, we've got the week's tech news for you to hear about, including Amazon putting eyes in Alexa and a face, and all right, now we're just basically talking about the Terminator. We also talk about Windows S and the rise of Surface Laptop. We've also got Apple's big piles of monies, leaky Netflix. We've got all kinds of tech news, so stick around because Don't Panic is back right now. This is Don't Panic, episode number 163, recorded May 8th, 2017. Can you imagine having too much money? Colby's like, no, I don't think so. Hey, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to this Don't Panic. I'm Sean Jennings, joined, as always, by these two fine examples of human beings, creative juggernauts, Dan Miller and Colby Rabideau. Programming titans.
That's right. Only took us like 6 weeks. Actually, how long did it take us?
I don't know. When did we start the thing?
I'm going to check right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a new website.
Like a month. We do. I'll put it up here on the screen for the folks watching the video
April
version.
9th.
Yeah, that was like exactly a month.
It's
29 days.
That's pretty impressive. So if you check it out, don'tpanic.io, check out, it's slick, and it's got this little toggle, and you hit it, and it says video, and then it gets all the videos, or you hit audio, it shows all the audios. And
that's my favorite thing.
It's pretty...
I feel like with everything I build, I have like one design idea that's good. I have other design ideas, and they're all bad. I think this one is good, though.
Well, I'm just glad we didn't go with like just a complete toggle design, where you could toggle every feature of the website. Be like, only see Dan, and then like that's a toggle.
Or like do like a whole sidebar of toggles.
Like I only want episodes that happened in October, and then you toggle that, and just go metadata crazy.
Wow, so it would be like a query engine for just Don't Panic episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, but a query engine built entirely of toggles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No text input at all. It's all just switches you flip.
So binary.
Oh god, this sounds terrible. No, don't listen to us. We do have a really great website, and you should check it out at don'tpanic.io. And it's only going to get better as time goes on.
Sean, did you see I put a link to the phone number that you can click on, and it calls the phone number?
Yeah, you want to know the really bummer news? Is I was just telling Matt last week that we're probably not keeping the phone number.
Oh, no.
I pay for that. That's, every month. And if people were calling it, I wouldn't mind, but literally no one has called it. So, folks, if you want to keep the phone number on the show, call it 508-644-TECH. That's 508-644-8324 if you're watching live on Facebook, facebook.com/don'tpanicshow. And if you don't call the phone number, then we're going to get rid of it. And that's going to be sad. These guys worked really hard to make it so you click on it and it calls the thing. So...
Mm-hmm. And that was the hardest part.
The website looks really good on your mobile device too, which is great. Is this Web 2.0 now? Is that?
Yeah.
Will this work
Web
in Netscape Navigator?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No. It might not even work in like Microsoft Edge.
Opera.
I don't know.
Opera.
It works in Safari and it works in Chrome.
Yeah, I tried Firefox too.
Nice.
I'll have to try IE at work because that's the only place I would ever think to use it. Opera.
Load it up on the PlayStation browser.
What version of IE would that be, Sean?
God, I hope we're on the newest version. I doubt 11?
It.
I don't know.
It'll probably be fine in 11.
I don't know what the newest version is even. Don't worry, it's got compatibility view, whatever that does.
That makes it shittier, believe it or not.
It actually, and this is just a small thing, but we built a brand new website for our company, like brand new from scratch, millions of dollars, very fancy. And all of the browsers in the company had the company website listed under compatibility view, so it broke it for everyone who worked at the company. If you were outside, it worked great. But for everyone who worked at the company, it borked it on day one. And everyone's like, why isn't the website working? We're like, But anyway, guys, we haven't done a show in like a month here, and we're back, and exciting things have happened. You guys were down here in H-Town, the city with no limits, Houston, HTX as they call it.
Do they call it H-Town?
I call it H-Town.
Okay.
Is it,
no.
Why do they call it the city with no limits?
That's a really good...
Wasn't that obvious, Colby? Did you see how few limits there were?
Yeah, did you run into a lot of limits when you were
They had the yard of beer.
The highways were pretty unlimited.
Yeah, the pillars above the highways were pretty unlimited.
That's true. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A minimal amount of limits, for sure. Virtually none. And we went to New Orleans, and that was all fun and exciting, and everyone went back to their normal lives, and we've all been busy, and shit's going on, and I don't know, what's the good word, guys?
I have something exciting to share.
Oh, man.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, so in our intervening time where, I didn't have any podcasts to do, I couldn't play D&D, I had to find a new way to entertain myself.
Oh boy, I don't know where this is going.
If it's not entertaining me, then I'm very bored. So I got my hands on one of these Nintendo Switch deals here.
Whoa!
Managed to snag one off of the Amazons.
Holy moly!
It turns on, and it works, I think.
Impressive.
Yep. You can play Mario Kart. It's pretty cool. Wow. It works exactly as advertised. Can confirm. You can slot it in a thing. You can slot it out. You can take both of these side dealies off and use them as independent controllers, which is pretty crazy. You know how Nintendo controllers have the little shoulder buttons you use to accelerate or shoot something? Here are the shoulder buttons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the whole controller looks really small.
This thing is. Yeah. I didn't anticipate when you took these off how small they would be, but you can take them off in a pinch to play with someone. I did it and it worked. Taking the there's a really clever UI when you take the different parts off. It asks you press L and R on your controller, and if you're holding it like this, you'll press these buttons. If you're holding just one, you'll press the things inside. So it figures out from that what orientation and configuration you're using it in. Yeah, you can play things online. You can download games. Seems pretty solid. Lots of fun. Haven't really played Zelda yet, though, which is...
That was my question.
I played it a little bit. It's really cool. It's really hard. It's they sort of just drop you in the middle of everything, like Skyrim, and you're okay, you have to figure out, what weapons, you want to acquire in which order, to, do which dungeons. You wandered into the snowy area. Too bad. Now you're dead from frostbite. Don't go here. Yeah, can confirm that Mario Kart's lots of fun. I am pretty amazed the wireless controller stuff. It all just works. Yeah, I have not traveled with it yet, but look forward to doing so this weekend when I will report back. I also have not. I regret even pointing this out. Oh, I learned recently that it has this kickstand in the back, and it detects when the kickstand is out and changes the UI. So it knows when you're holding it like this, or when you have it set out in front of you, and you're using a third remote controller. It's pretty cool. What I was gonna say, and I regret saying already, is that I have not licked a game cartridge yet, so I cannot confirm that those smell terrible. Taste terrible.
That's a podcast tradition these days. We're not a cool podcast.
I feel like we blew past when it was in vogue by 2 months.
It's not cool anymore.
Dan, is there anything else within arm's reach you could lick that might be interesting for the folks at home?
Beer can.
Well, all right. That's
lick a battery or something. That's always.
Can you lick an electrical socket, maybe?
I mean, that would be interesting for the folks at home, but not a lot of fun for me.
No, I
don't.
Not.
I don't think so. Sorry. If I find something cool to lick, I will refrain from licking it until I can do so on this show.
All right.
That's
challenge accepted.
Oh, also it uses USB-C for charging. And once I realized I was going on a trip this weekend, I was I need to get a charger for it. Because it doesn't really come with a charger, it just comes with a dock. And I didn't want to lug that around. So I went online, and of course every official Nintendo accessory is sold out of everything. So I found this third-party adapter, and if I had known that it was you just needed a USB-C cable and an iPhone charger, oh well. I realized that today.
Darn.
But yeah, so far so good.
Very cool.
Congrats.
Thanks. I mean, it is an accomplishment. You got to be fast on that Amazon trigger.
I think today I bought like some scissors on Amazon. I was pretty fast on that trigger.
Nice.
Which scissors did you get? Did you get the wire cutter recommended scissors?
Of course.
Those scissors are really sharp, just so you know.
Are they? Oh shit.
Yeah. Our mutual friend Laura, when she was helping me move in, like cut her finger open really bad.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
They are not safety scissors. Like these are scissors meant to cut through shit.
Yeah.
Like cardboard boxes, which is great. When you're moving, you just want to like cut up the cardboard box and shove it in the thing. So it'll eat right through the cardboard. But also
That's awesome. But also your finger. Well, I appreciate the warning, because that is a problem that I've had before. Well, that I couldn't foresee myself having in the future. I haven't cut myself with scissors in recent memory, but I have cut myself on other things that I got from the Sweet Home. So.
Wait, what other things? Like knives?
A box grater.
That's sharp. I got that one. Yeah, I could see that.
Surprisingly sharp. And
what a see. Okay, we're ready to talk about cheese graters? Are we ready?
I'll go get mine if you want. I mean, let's do it. Let's bring it on.
All right, so box cheese graters. This is what people have these days, right? You have to put your hand dangerously close to the thing and shave your knuckles up and down, right? But do you know anyone who has anything other than that they grate cheese with?
Like
my parents have this weird thing for Parmesan cheese where you it's like a circle with a handle, and you put it like on it, and there's a thing that presses down, and you turn it, and it comes out. Yeah.
Those things are great. I don't understand. I don't want a box cheese grater.
The box grater is useful for carrots and stuff, or other vegetables, which is sometimes necessary.
Zucchini.
What I ended up doing is getting those non-cut gloves. So you just put on a glove and grate away.
Do you
if you catch?
I gotta talk to you, because I'm in the market for no cut gloves. So you gotta let me know if you like yours.
I mean, I don't hate them.
Oh.
So far they seem to work well. I got them, and since then I haven't grated my thumb. So
impressive.
Now the Amazon listing says you can use that for vegetables as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm just saying, there's that, and
there's the mandolin, right? And that's the one that lies flat, and you go back and forth. Those are really dangerous. Those will really screw you.
Those usually come with some sort of guide, though, right? You wouldn't hand. I mean, you could, but you'd be crazy to hand do that.
But what's crazy? I've seen enough episodes of Top Chef. I'm just saying, where the professional chefs, I mean, they're macho, right? And they don't do that, and they literally will slice their finger off using one of those, because they don't use the safety equipment. Those will do a number on you.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. But anyways, that's my excitement.
There's so much. I just purchased.
The Sweet Home didn't even review one of these wheel ones. What is their problem? It's certain things people just forget about. They're like, oh, you can't do it that way. And this is one of those things.
Are you fighting the system, Dan?
Yeah. And
big box grater out there trying to convince you there's only one way to slice your items.
Yeah, I think it is a conspiracy.
Have you ever used a spiralizer?
No.
Have you?
No, but I've thought about it. I don't eat enough things that can be spiralized.
What
My mom makes zucchini spaghetti and stuff.
That's a big one. That a potatoes, really any kind of hearty, starchy type vegetable that can, don't put a tomato in your spiralizer. I don't think it'll work. But squashes, carrots, you can spiralize carrots.
Oh. I mean, we're really getting off in the weeds now, but I hate when you get a salad and it comes with carrots, but it's really just like those tiny strips of carrots.
Yeah.
God, those are the
Pieces
best
of
kind of
carrot.
carrots.
No, they're not.
Hang on. At the Marist College cafeteria salad bar, I would look forward to the big scoop of the like shredded carrots.
Carrot spaghetti.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know,
I
man.
love those. You can
I
buy
wanna-
them in
I-
the store like that, like pre-done like that, and I do that sometimes. If I'm making salad, I'll pre-buy a bag.
Why
of
don't you
just
do it
the
with your
sliced
box
carrot.
grater?
Well, now that I didn't have a box grater, now that I have one,
Oh.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So fresh.
That's a shame. I like that carrot crunch. That's like the best. I don't know. It's just
The
the best.
snap. The snap of biting into an actual carrot.
I heard once that the force required to like bite through a carrot is the same force that would be required to bite through a human finger. It's gross.
That is gross. I'm not sure I believe that because human fingers have bones in them.
Right.
But could be true. Could be
Maybe it's
true.
like at the joint, like if you were like perfectly like,
And that's where all the flavor is. So that's really where you want to be.
yeah.
I thought you wanted to be at the media parts. Anyways, isn't there like technology news or something
No.
to talk
What?
about?
No, of course not.
Nothing happened in the past month?
No, it didn't. Hey, let's hang on. Let's take a second before we get into the tech news to thank the people we've been bouncing, but 10 to 5 live viewers at any given moment. Thanks everybody for joining us live on the stream. We appreciate you doing it. I know you've been missing us. If you're watching us live on Facebook at facebook.com/don'tpanicshow because it's Monday night, interact with us on the show. We want to know your thoughts about how to best slice vegetables. This is the place to discuss it. So comment on the Facebook page or give us a call at 508-644-TECH. That's 508-644-8324. The number is on the bottom of the screen. Yes, we do have some tech news. Not an insane amount, but a decent amount. We've got some Alexa updates. We've got Windows updates. We've got Apple and their cache. We've got Netflix.
What would
leaking
you
some
say
stuff.
was the most exciting story that we missed in the past 4 weeks?
Remember.
I mean, we have them all listed out here. All right, you know what I think was the stupidest story that we missed in the past couple weeks?
Oh boy, what would that be?
The stupid Amazon Echo Look thing.
Oh, we got to talk about that. All right.
Yeah.
Yes. Because this is. Well, okay. Let's do an introduction before we get into the content here. Amazon announced a week or two ago the Echo Look, which is what they call a quote style assistant camera, which is terrifying. That helps you catalog your outfits and rates your look based on machine learning algorithms with advice from fashion specialists. So the way it works is it's just a little. I'll put a picture here on the screen for the folks watching the video version. It's just this little device with a camera in it and some lights, and it sits on your counter. It's got Alexa built in, and you get dressed, and you walk up to it, and it takes pictures of you and your outfit. You do a little 360. It takes the pictures. It will catalog all your outfits in a little app that you can flip through. It'll also give you fashion advice and be like, no, that top doesn't match those shorts, and instead you should buy this other one from Amazon, and things like that, and give you stylist opinions and compare two of your outfits against each other and give you like a little percentage, like this one is 64% better than your other one. It also has Alexa built in, so it'll do all the same stuff your Echo speaker does now as well. So it's available for $200 by invitation only. You can request one now. No word on specifically when you'll get it, but, you can certainly give it a shot. Guys, what do you think? Great idea or fantastic idea?
I mean, it certainly weirds me a little. But
Yeah. How about
weirds
this?
me
It's
out
an
a little
idea.
as a camera. Yeah.
But come on, when I first saw this, I was like, this is stupid. But then I thought back to like, did we think Echo was a great idea when it first came out? I don't remember. Were we like super jazzed about it? Or were we like, why do we... I just feel like Amazon's one of those companies that it wouldn't surprise me if this did turn into a big successful thing and we just didn't give them enough props. But then I also think about the Fire phone.
I think that... Yeah. Here's my theory. And I've had some time to think about this. I think having a camera on... I think having a camera on an Amazon Echo is a good idea because you could do things like do the clever thing Amazon had a while back in their apps where you hold up with the barcodes and it tells you the price. You can just hold up the barcode of something, it orders it. Right? That's cool. I'm sure there are other things like that. It can't hurt. Having it, like, the primary, like, marketing for this be, it'll judge your appearance is, I think, super dumb. But also, I think, I was reading some Apple person was talking about this, where they were like, really, you kind of want these assistants to have screens because some information is just better consumed visually. And you can't always be in front of it. It would be nice if you ask, like, what's the weather? You can actually see the radar in addition to hearing what it has to say out loud, just in case you do happen to be standing near it. And then I was like, wait, so aren't we just converging on a stationary cell phone that just sits there? It has a display, it has cameras, it has a speaker, it has microphones. I think that, and I was like, actually, that sounds way more appealing. Imagine if Amazon or Apple came out with, like, here's a thing with super awesome microphones, a nice, like, iPad mini-ish sized screen, a cool speaker system, and a camera, and it's, I don't know, $300 or $400. Like, that would be really cool.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Dan. Did you read the rundown?
No.
Okay.
I read parts of the rundown.
Okay, because if I know any better, there's a link. It's called Amazon. It's from The Verge. Amazon touchscreen Echo video calling announce rumor is the.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on that and tell me what you think, because you literally just described what Amazon's probably announcing tomorrow, like to a T.
Yeah. This is what I want.
Yeah.
I think it kind of looks silly. It looks like a 90s kitchen TV, but.
Although, to be fair, though, it does look a lot like the Echo in terms of the
design.
the style. Yeah.
Yeah.
To catch you up on what we're talking about, potentially, as early as tomorrow, a new Amazon Echo with a 7-inch touchscreen could be announced. It will support video calling as a marquee feature with a built-in camera and microphone, as well as all of Alexa's fun stuff. They expect it to be priced at over $200, but there's no set announcement. It's expected to ship at sometime in June. Amazon is said to be experimenting with intercom capabilities between the various Echo products in a consumer's home, for example, and other such things they're working on. Now, I want to point out, just very briefly, because I don't like to brag. You know that about me, right? I'm very humble. I'm the most humble.
That's right.
And when I bought my Echo, I said, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm going to buy this Echo, and then Amazon's going to come out with one with a screen in it that I am going to want instead of the one I already have. Now, thankfully, I was worried it was going to be like 2 months. It's been like over a year that I've had it, so I don't feel as bad. But this is exactly what I want.
Yeah, and at the time where you have like it's a computer that is really good at listening to you, but it can do all the things a computer can do. It's not limited in any way. I don't know why I never even thought about that. The marketing machine of voice assistant had me totally like hijacked. This is so much better. I didn't mean to cut you off, Colby.
Oh, I was gonna ask what Sean, like, why do you want this more than the Echo that you have?
Two main reasons. One, I've always wanted Alexa to do preemptive alerts and preemptive announcements without me having to talk to her, and I realize why you don't want to do that with a voice-only device, because you don't want to just suddenly talking with no context or anything. and it's true, and I guess I've read somewhere that Amazon's tested it, and there's just a reason they don't do that. A screen gives you that ability without being interruptive in what you're doing. So I want a screen. If you remember on the show, I talked about Kickstarter backing a smart little e-ink display for your home that ended up going out of business, and I got my money back. But that's kind of what I want. I want the always-on screen with the visual alerts that I can just glance at. So that's one. Two, Alexa understands me like 70% of the time, which is really good, especially for simple stuff. But when she gets confused or doesn't understand anything, if there was just a screen with like 3 big buttons, like I think it's one of these 3 things, tap the one, or say 1, 2, or 3. Like, I just feel like you gain that little bit you're never going to be able to really get with voice simply by having a screen. And you don't even have to touch the screen. That's what's great about it. If she's like, I tell her to buy trash bags, and she's like, I think you want one of these 3. Do you want trash bags 1, trash bags 2, or trash bags 3? And I say, buy me number 3. Boom. But because I visually saw it, it gives me more context and more information. And for me, that makes a ton. Just those 2 things alone. And then who knows with the video calling and, the camera, and if it does the same thing the look does. You can just add in so many features. But even just those 2 things alone, for me, are big sales features.
Yeah, the cool thing about something like this is it doesn't need to be energy efficient because it's always plugged in, and it doesn't need to be ergonomic, so you could have like a big honking microphone array and a huge camera sticking out of it. And the camera could look around. Then what you could do? You could put it on wheels and it could interact. Boom, robots. Really what we want is a robot.
Well, it's like those iPad on a stick things that you see wheel around. Except with... Well, that was...
You get those in H-Town a lot?
No, we shoot them on site.
Cruising down the highway.
No, that's stand your ground, Dan. We can't... You're on my property. No, that was going to be my joke. That was my first pass on the episode title. Was going to be a joke about how Alexa is going to be Terminator now that she has eyes and a face and a mouth. And
does she have a mouth? I mean, does she have a face?
Well, the screen is kind of the face.
Oh, I mean, I guess it could have a face.
And then as soon as she starts smelling things, she's basically a human being. So I'm very concerned.
Do we have any smelling computers? We do a lot with image recognition.
They do.
They do have smelling
police
computers.
use them. They use them. I define smelling computer, but they do have devices that capture a sample of the air and analyze it for certain particles, certain scent particles, and they can actually match it to a specific perfume or a specific gas, or that they use it for arson investigations.
Right.
Is there accelerant in the air?
I always forget that's how noses work. It's like when you're smelling something, it's because the particles of the thing are in your nose.
Isn't the human body amazing?
Cookie particles.
It's like eating, but for your nose.
Indeed.
So basically,
I'm pretty interested in this.
Yeah.
Like the idea. We'll see how much it costs.
I was being original and clever.
What's the price for you that this is a good? And now remember, right now you can get the Echo for $149. So what does the speaker version have to go for, the display version?
I feel like 2 or 250 would be okay for me. Between 250 and 3, I would probably still consider it. More than that, I feel like I would wait for the price to come down, as I'm sure it will.
Yeah, my guess is $300, which would be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, you would think that, all right, you take the $149 Echo, you strap a $50 Kindle Fire to it, and boom, you have a $200 device. But I think $250 is my guess. I don't think you're right. I don't think they could go higher than $300.
The Apple one's going to be $400, or maybe even $500.
But if it doesn't have a screen, if it is just,
I think it will. I think it will have a screen.
Then yeah, but but they don't have any. I haven't seen any indication that they have an interface that could run on a device like that. I mean, not that Amazon does either, but no,
I mean, it's just an iOS app.
Oh, so you think the device would run iOS?
CarPlay or whatever is pretty close.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I got to use CarPlay. Did I tell you this?
No.
No, this was super exciting. So I was traveling up in scenic Hartford. Everyone loves Connecticut. Dan, I know you love Connecticut.
Not Hartford, but
no.
Yep.
And so I got a rental car, and it was a new Ford. I didn't know it had CarPlay, but I just plugged my phone in to charge it. And the screen all lit up, and it would it was CarPlay, and it was great. It was
what did it do?
It was super easy, and it had, of course I tried out everything, but the best part was it had Overcast integration, it had an Overcast app. So it's not just press play and pause. It's you can actually scroll through your shows and do everything in the display. And it had the messages, and then I used Siri to write a message because you can't type, obviously, and that worked really well, and I used it to make a phone call with my contacts, and that worked really well. It was great. It was a really, really good user experience, except for one thing. I had to
What's
use
that?
Apple Maps. And it sucked. It literally, and this is not a joke, like, I don't want to be the guy who hates Apple Maps forever. Someday it will be good. I truly believe that, and I want to give it a fair shot when that day comes. But, swear to God, it literally drove me in circles. It literally, because I had the GPS driving me from an area I was very familiar with to an area I wasn't. And so I knew what it was doing right off the bat, and it was literally driving me in circles. And I'm like, so I just shut it off and went to Google Maps. I'm like, I can't do this. It was absolutely terrible and totally ruined the awesomeness of CarPlay. It was very frustrating.
That's a shame.
Because all it needed was the Google Maps app, and I would have just been sold.
I feel like it's a little bit crazy to me that like all that stuff is still locked down in the iPhone. Like certain apps like build in like a switch to go to the one that you want, but mostly it's just not at all. And that's a little frustrating, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it was a shame, too, because I've used a lot of different rental cars, and I've used all the different infotainment systems, and CarPlay was by far the best one I've ever used. And it was just like that one thing where it's like, oh, man, just killed it. So hopefully that'll get fixed someday. Dream on. Someday. All right. Well, make sure to tune in, folks, in about a month when you get to hear my review of the Echo screen device that I went and bought because I just couldn't help myself because I love it. I love it already, and it hasn't even come out yet. All right. Cool. So we like the one with the screen. We don't like the look. The look is creepy and unnecessary.
Yeah, the look. Maybe if it does more things than just judge you on your appearance, then maybe it's cool. But I don't understand if they're coming out with one that has a screen and a camera tomorrow, why they even bothered. Like
the only.
I wonder if they're.
Go ahead.
Oh, I have an idea, but I was gonna say like. I wonder if they were trying to come up with different form factors that make more sense in different rooms of your house. Like, okay, boom, look goes in the bedroom, like, or I don't know,
Closet,
your walk-in
yeah.
closet if you're independently wealthy or something. Just or maybe
hey,
not. I don't know.
I'm doing this show from my walk-in closet, right?
Walk-in closets podcast
/ studio. Yeah.
And then like this thing is like I feel like it makes total sense in like the kitchen or like I don't know, like next to the door or something, and like the other one maybe is more of like a living room thing where there's already a screen. I feel like from that perspective it makes sense. Like I don't know if I want an Echo with a camera in the closet, but if I were gonna get one, I guess it'd be that one.
Yeah, my only guess, and it's completely a guess, is that the camera must be much better on the look than it is on this upcoming screen device. And maybe that's the reason. I'm not... Put it this way. I would be interested in a device, and I don't know if this is it, that takes a picture of me in all my clothes and says, Sean, you're terrible at fashion. Here's what's cool right now. It's on Amazon. We know what size you are because we took pictures and we loosely know your body size and shape. And this is what you should be wearing. And here, click to add to cart. And we'll make you look cool. Like, I would buy that device. Like, it's basically like a concierge for your house. If that's how it works, then I'm
personal style.
It doesn't sound like that, though. To me, it just sounds like, you put it on and they're like, it's not great. And, like, that's what it does.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, to me, I need, like, a whole wardrobe makeover. So, let me know when that device comes out.
I mean, I do feel like fashion is sort of a nebulous thing, right? Like, I don't know if it's machine learnable. Maybe it is.
And part of what Amazon said is it's a mix of machine learning and human beings.
Right.
I don't know what percentage, but it's a collaboration between the two. All right, let's keep chugging along here. We've lost all our viewers, so maybe they're not interested in the Amazon stuff or me talking about CarPlay or vegetable zesters. Let's see. What else?
Actually, you'll notice, Sean, we were at our peak when we were talking about vegetable zesters. So
you got a point. Dan, we did 2 whole episodes about this on Up for Debate, and
I know
the people loved it.
That can be our new podcast, like Graders and Zesters.
The Greater Zester.
The Greater Zester.
What, like, great?
I would like to see Colby try and grate like an iPhone. And just 3 hours later he's still going at it. No, it turns out
that'd be a great novelty expensive restaurant. Like, you know how some places do like truffles and stuff? You could do like iPhones.
You get a nice little toxic iPhone concoction on top of your mac and cheese.
I think we should open a restaurant where every ingredient is grated. Be like a grated steak with grated potatoes and grated carrots. And like grated cheesecake, and everything is just shredded.
You could call it Make America Great Again.
Yes!
Oh, wow.
This is a good idea. Write this shit down. We never remember it, and then we need it.
Wait. I'm having a Up for Debate idea. Novelty restaurant ideas. Up for Debate episode.
I'm actually going to write it down this time because I never remember when you say these. Novelty restaurant ideas.
I think that one's got legs. Much like my novelty restaurant idea, where you just serve only the legs of things.
Have you ever done an episode on like sea creatures or something, or like?
Believe it or not, we did 2 whole hours on the ocean. Memorable,
really?
And we did.
I must have missed that one.
We did a Sweet 16 bracket on novelty songs. That was one we did.
Yeah, that one I remember.
That was memorable. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness.
You're excused.
I'm allergic to a good time. Yes. No, hey, keep the ideas coming. We're always looking for a thing. We just see. I might as well plug it here because we're right in the middle of it. Go to upfordebate.tv right now. We just published our latest episode number 80, all about Star Wars. May the 4th be with you on May 4th.
Yes.
We're talking Rogue One and why I thought it was an exciting, fun movie that was a crappy Star Wars movie. And we talked about Force Awakens and Last Jedi, and
I can't wait to hear. I really have to listen to Up for Debate live more often because I routinely have opinions about the things
I
you're
was
talking
tuning
about.
two Up for Debates ago.
Yeah, actually, the last couple of weeks we've had a lot of live people interacting. It's been a lot of fun. It really is great when people do that.
Gotta fire up that Facebook, Apple TV app or whatever.
There you go. Watch us on any device. We'll be there. Good. Well, let's see. Gosh, we're just burning through time. We got time to do one more story before we get to picks. We've got...
Is Facebook making a TV show? Is that what I saw?
Facebook is making a TV show, but Dan, they're not just making any TV shows. They're making, Netflix TV shows. They're making, what they say is they're making 2 tiers of shows, 24 of them total, premiering around mid-June. They say a small number of longer prestige shows on the order of House of Cards and more digestible 5 to 10 minute shows that can be added to the Facebook app's video tab every day.
It's too many shows.
I
can't watch all this TV
because Twitter is announced Twitter Live, which is their 24/7 live channel featuring content from Bloomberg, BuzzFeed News, The Verge, WNBA and MLB, and a ton of other stuff, and that'll stream 24/7. That was, well, if you remember, that was my prediction for 2017 was the implosion of original content, that there would just be too much. Snapchat's trying to get back into it after failing the first time. It's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, YouTube is doing it?
You were right.
They're doing free ad-supported original programming with folks like Kevin Hart, Ellen DeGeneres, and they're paying a bunch of money for it, but they're not part of YouTube Red. You guys, YouTube, no one's a YouTube Red subscriber, right? That's not a thing.
I know one person who is, but... I wonder if the people who are starting to get credit cards and have disposable income now, how much of their childhood they spent watching just YouTube, and if they would pay for YouTube Red. I don't know, but I wouldn't.
Well, but
I
if
feel like that might be a couple years out still, like those.
Yeah.
But even then, if you grew up watching free YouTube content, why wouldn't you just keep watching free YouTube content?
I don't know.
That's the part I don't necessarily understand. Is I watch YouTube all the time, but there's nothing on YouTube Red that makes me.
But you don't get ads.
Yeah, but the ads on YouTube, I would say, are not particular. Actually, I should give YouTube credit. I actually don't think the ads on YouTube are. I very rarely get more than a 30-second ad. Most of the time, they're 15 seconds.
Does YouTube ever put an ad like in the middle of a video? I feel like that's what makes it fine.
Well, but
yeah, they do.
They
and
do?
I think you as the content creator can set where that is too.
But also think about it. What's the average length of a YouTube video you watch?
Not long.
I almost never watch anything over 10 minutes. Basically never. And 5 minutes is even usually pretty long.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
it's everyone talks about cord cutting and why would you pay $60 for to Comcast for cable when you could cut the cord and do it all online? And I'm like, because it costs twice as much by the time you buy all this stuff. Like I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
It's insane to me, the nickel and diming. We've got Hulu Live here in the rundown as well that was announced. I think we've teased it on the show before, but it was officially announced, and it's $40 a month. And you're saying, well, that's not, you get 50 channels, and it's got ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC local affiliates, ESPN, CNN, Cartoon Network, USA Network, HGTV, Travel Channel, Food Network, on and on. But the problem was at $39.99, right? You ready for this? If you want extra DVR storage, it's $15 a month. You want unlimited streams for more than 2 devices, another $15 a month. Showtime is $9 a month. It's
not better if you just make it exactly what cable is.
It's and it doesn't include. The problem is it doesn't include Viacom channels. So if you want Viacom CBS channels, Comedy Central, MTV, all of those, then you have to go buy PlayStation Vue, and then already you're at $100 a month.
Right. The DVR thing is so dumb to me. Like that's not how. Like that's so arbitrary. Like it's not. Like you don't need to store that there is already like one version of that content out there somewhere. You don't need to store your own. You're not like storing it on your Apple TV or something. It's just like a bullshit thing to get you to like pay money to stream this thing that doesn't cost them anything. I'm not super into that. I think that's silly.
No, it's frustrating. I definitely, I'm moving. I know you are too. And you got to think about, what do you do when you move to a new place? Because you're probably getting a different cable provider or whatever, and I'll probably end up getting cable again.
I was getting a different cable provider.
Thank you, monopolies. Now, actually, my new cable provider, assuming in the area I'm moving into, is much faster than the place I have now. So actually, it is a bit of an upgrade.
That's nice.
But I'll probably end up getting cable because it's cheaper than buying all this crap. I already pay for Netflix and HBO, and like,
I just can't wait for my cable bill to go down again without me having to call them. That's ideal. I feel like I don't see myself like not continuing to use the antenna though. It's great, and then I don't have to pay for HD. It's fine.
Yep. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It is out of control, but you want more content, god damn it, they're going to give it to you whether you asked for it or not.
That's right. Even if you say no.
Even if you
they won't take no for an answer.
No means yes. Remember that, Dan. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to the picks part of the show. Before we do that, though, Dan, I have a complaint to lodge with you regarding the picks. Because you made a pick a while back. Dan, how many times have you picked a podcast as your pick on this show?
I don't know.
I mean, a dozen? I mean, it's a healthy amount.
Yeah.
And I've basically never listened to any of them. I'm just being honest.
Uh-huh.
Not on purpose. I just don't have a lot of time to listen to podcasts. But you were insistent that I listen to Do by Friday.
Yeah.
Of all the shows you've ever picked, that was the one you're like, Sean, I will tell you what episode to go listen to. Just do it. And I said, Dan, for you, I will do it. Dan, I have now not only listened to that episode, I have listened to all the ones and caught up completely and binged them all. And now I'm sitting here thinking, are all the shows he recommended this good? What have I been missing out on in life? Why didn't I? Dan Miller, the purveyor of all things good. How did I
like to think of myself as a purveyor of fine goods, just in general.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Because you pick all your book
actually-
recommendations are great, and your movie recommendations. I should have known. I should have known what
Curator.
fool I was.
You know, I almost didn't listen to Do by Friday. Like, it took me a while to get around to it, and I was like, I don't need another, like, 2-hour-long podcast of, like, random, like, tech-adjacent people talking about, like, tech-adjacent bullshit. But, like, it's something else.
It's so fun. It's so fun. And the problem is I've been listening to it in the airport, in the waiting room at the doctor's office, in like all the places you shouldn't listen to it. And I just like on a plane, I just like bust out laughing, and it's like wholly inappropriate. So anyway,
now we can do all the inside jokes, like with Splatter and stuff.
well, I was gonna call her the lady in the tube, among other things. But yes, no. So that's my mini side pick. Go, Dan's right. Dan is always right.
Dan's right. So here's the good news. I assume we're segueing into my pick.
Of course.
All right, here's the good news about this podcast, Sean. There will only ever be 6 episodes, and they're all out right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're not even committing to anything. So this is a podcast called S-Town. It's by the same
Support
folks who
for
did
S-Town
Serial, except much shorter, I think, and much weirder. But it's such a well-told story. It's kind of just like what happens if we wander into this like town and try to find an interesting story and then take it as far as we can go. What happens, and it's like crazy, but in like typical This American Life Serial NPR fashion, the storytelling is just so good. There are several times in the past 2 weeks that I just came home, sat on the couch, and just kept listening. Like no TV. I was just like listening to my phone because I was enraptured. Yeah. So if that sounds like an experience you want to have, check out S-Town on your favorite podcast purveyor.
Absolutely, from the fine folks at the
Support for
is it
S-Town
NPR?
comes.
It's NPR.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. S-Town, check it out. More things us too. Colby, you've also got a podcast pick.
Yeah. My podcast is called The Adventure Zone. And
I've heard good
it's
things about this.
Yeah, it's a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. They've been at it for a while. My favorite part about this is when I first started listening, I started from the beginning, and they did like the exact same quest, like book quest that we did on game nights. So that was really fun. But they have since like, I mean, I think they've been at this way longer than we have for game nights, but it's hard to say. Like, they've gone really far with it. It's weird. Like, I don't know if I would recommend starting from the beginning, but I certainly wouldn't recommend starting from like the most recent episode, because they're like they have like relatively well-developed characters and I don't know, the characters all have backstories and stuff. I think it's really good. I like the people who do it have a bunch of other podcasts that I also like, some of which I probably picked on the show before. But it's like 3 brothers and their father who play D&D together. It's funny. But yeah, if you need more D&D in your life, I'd suggest The Adventure Zone.
It is the second.
Oh man, wait.
What?
I know these people from another podcast.
Which podcast?
My Brother and Me.
Yeah, that's them. Also, one of them is on Sawbones, which I've definitely picked before.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a TV show, I think. There's a My Brother and Me TV show.
I've heard, but I've not seen it.
I think it's on that thing, that like network thing that you pay, the comedy thing that you pay money for.
So,
Yes.
which is a stupid name for it. Oh my god. Stupid name.
They're trying to bankrupt us with content.
Get out there with Sifi and pick a better stupid name.
Yeah.
I think
But-
someone is weed whacking outside my window at 10 p.m.
Classic.
That can't
It's the
be
best time to weed whack.
It's true. Like the dew has sort of condensed. You get that nice water vapor.
It's like having a pool or like running through a sprinkler, but
It's
you
like,
drink
you're
the
like running
sprinkler.
through a sprinkler. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm gonna call somebody about that. No, check it out, the Adventure Zone, the second best D&D podcast on the internet.
Can confirm.
It is true. Well, this is great. There's a theme here because you guys both picked podcasts this week, and so I figured, keeping up with the trend, I picked a shower head.
Well, if
And-
we want to make some connections, like you can listen to podcasts in the shower.
I do. I have picked my shower Bluetooth speaker on the show before, so go on
It's
the
true.
website and look up that pick, and it's great. You merge these together, and you have like the A+ shower experience. God, once again, a pick having nothing to do with technology. Now, you both used my shower and the shower head. So what did you guys? Were you fans?
Yeah, the shower head was pretty solid.
I'll say
Yeah.
this, Sean. Your shower is much nicer than my shower, so.
I'll take that as a compliment. No, this is the Sweet Home's budget pick. Their full price pick is like $100, which if you're buying a $100 shower head, you're like Apple and have too much money. This is $17, and it takes 2 seconds to install. And if you look at your shower head now and you think it's average, then go and buy this and put it on, and it will make your life a lot better. I love mine. It's the Delta H2O Kinetic shower head, and it's got like this funky spray technology that you need a NASA degree to explain, but basically it spins the water droplets in a certain, it's got like gears and shit in it, and it spins the water droplets in a funky way that makes it feel like it's harder and more water pressure is coming out, but it uses like half the water. Again, you need like to be a PhD to understand this stuff, but it makes for a really great shower, especially if you don't have fantastic water pressure, don't want to use a lot of water. And it's $17. That's it. That's it.
It's crazy.
Think how much better would you want to improve your life for $17? For me, that's a no-brainer. So, if you're looking for a shower head, it's easy to install. The link will be on the website. It's the Delta H2O Kinetic shower head, but you can read the full review on the Sweet Home. As usual, gentlemen, that's it for us. We're out of time unless you guys have anything else.
Nope. Check out the new website. Feels good to be back on the air.
Yes,
Yep.
If you have feedback or bug reports, send them to nobodycares@don'tpanic.io. No, I'm just kidding. If you actually do have feedback, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com is fine too. No, we will be not here next week because I will be in the Netherlands like a champ.
Ooh.
One last time.
Yeah, when you leave your job and, you tell your boss, no, you don't want me to come, right, boss man? Like, why would you spend the money and have me come over there? No, you're coming. So I will be there for a week. But the following Monday, I will be smack in the middle of moving. There may be a bunch of boxes behind me, but we'll do a show if you guys are up for it. We'll be back. But of course, go to the website and get every show we've ever done. You can listen to it there. Don'tpanic.io. It's really fantastic, as these guys mentioned. We've got the audio, we've got the video, we've got the pics. We've got it all right there. If you want to subscribe, lots of ways you can do that. iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, TuneIn Radio. Hopefully they all still work with the new website. I guess we'll find out. In Overcast, Pocket Cast, all the podcasting apps, and of course on YouTube at youtube.com/don'tpanicshow. Subscribe there. We don't have ads on our videos. You don't even have to get YouTube Red. You can get it for free. We don't even charge you ads. You're welcome. In
But
full
if anyone
HD.
wants to pay us to do ads, we'll take your money.
Oh my God, I'll show for anybody. You name it. I'm on board.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. And contact us at Don't Panic Show on Twitter, Facebook.com/Don't Panic Show. And I mentioned the Gmail as well, and the phone number. You can contact us any number of ways there. I think that's about it. We've said it all that needs to be said, so we'll end it here. On behalf of Colby and Dan, this is Sean, thanking each and every one of you for joining us, and hoping we'll see you in 2 weeks for even more tech news and a lot of fun and talk of vegetables and what have you here on Don't Panic.